Welcome back once again to the Simple 2000 series. We may have finished the English released games, but we still got to look at some Japanese exclusive games, don't we? So I'm going to be looking at 10 Japanese exclusive Simple 2000 games. I'm going to be looking at 5 in this video and then 5 in a future video. So today we are looking at 5 Japanese exclusive Simple 2000 games. Now, I know you're probably thinking, oh, why couldn't you do all of them? Well, I don't want to do all of them. You know, I already covered most of them with the English release games. And let's be honest, some of the ones that didn't get released are probably not really that interesting. But this time, I went and picked ones that I found personally interesting out of the Japanese exclusive Simple 2000 games. So anyway, without further ado, let's jump right in. First up on the list is a staple of all of the Simple series, the Table Game Collection, which obviously it would be a substitute for the Mahjong and the Shogi and the chess and all the other kind of different board-style video games that you would get separately as separate video games in the Simple 1500 series. Now, there seems to be some kind of story where you get sent back in time during, like, I don't know, World War II, and you're playing these card games or something. Card games, board games, whatever. It's really strange why you would integrate a story into this game when it's literally just 12 different board games, I guess. Well, it's games that you can play on a table, basically. So here we have a standard card game. Here we have Riichi-style Mahjong. You know, it's just standard affair at this rate. And how does it play? It plays okay. Well, you know, what do you expect? Every single one of these games is functional. And obviously, you have some pretty Japanese exclusive ones. Like, there's some variations of Hanasou in here that I'm not familiar with. Like, it's really strange, which is cool. I'm up for that. But obviously, I don't know how to play Hanasou, so you know, it is what it is. But overall, not too bad of an intro into the Simple 2000 series. And like I said, I just had to include this game, so yeah, it's okay. It does what it does. I kind of feel like the story's unnecessary, but as you know, a table game with 12 games, it's not bad. Next up, we have Power Fighters. Oh, my mistake. Simple 2000 Volume 60. The Tokusatsu Henshin Hero. Now, this game, apparently, is called Power Fighters in Europe, but I can confirm, I'm pretty sure, from looking online, this game was cancelled. Even though it says it gives a release date on Game FAQs, this game was cancelled for Europe. It never got released. So, and I can understand why. And I have a feeling it might have been the playtesters. Maybe the playtesters played this and thought, wow, this is dog shit. Because I gotta admit, right, I've got to be completely serious with you. This is one of the worst 3D beat-em-ups I've ever played. It is absolutely terrible. There's no combos. The funnest thing in this game is you can kick the opponents while they're down and they're already dead. Just keep kicking them and kicking them and kicking them. But as a 3D beat 'em up, it has got to be one of the worst I've ever played. So basically, you're a hero, you're just a normal person, and you have the power to turn into a basically Power Ranger at this point. Because obviously, all that kind of stuff originated, the Sekai hero style originated from Japan. And yeah, so you turn into a hero and you take on these bad guys in an amusing fashion. My favorite boy, Demi Death guy, he's here in a full force. You know, I didn't even realize. I was like, oh, who is this boy from All Star Fighters? That I want to know what game he's originally from. So he's from this game. I feel sorry for the boy now. He has to suffer in this game. Like, look at this. I'm literally the guy's beaten. I've beaten him, and I'm like, nah, I'm just gonna keep kicking him about because I can do that. It's literally the only fun thing in the game to do is just to kick them while they're down. But yeah, it's got to be one of the worst beat 'em ups I've ever played. The controls are janky. There's no combos. It's just terrible. You fight a wave of enemies one after the other. They spawn in like, I don't know, 3 or 4 at a time, and then once you've completed the quota, you move on to the next mission. Maybe there's a boss like Demi Death Guy. That's it. It's a terrible game, and I can understand why you would not release it in Europe, because it's a terrible game. Like I said, maybe it got play tested, and maybe every single play tester went, this is trash. Who knows? Next up, we have another game that was supposedly released in Europe, which actually didn't. and that is Kung Fu, also known as Simple 2000 Volume 82, The Kung Fu. And I'm not joking when I say this is literally Jackie Chan. I'm not even joking, this is Jackie Chan. You have different scenarios named different things. Shadow Master, Snake Monkey, where monkey's spelt incorrectly, and pretty much what I consider to be the cover of Dragon Tiger Silver Snake. I know that it didn't have Jackie Chan, but it kind of reminded me of that cover. Watch that film, it's hilarious. Just watch it. The dub is great. The English dub. It's one of those terrible dubs back in the day. So, you probably want to know what this game's like, right? Let's go into the assumption that it got cancelled for the same reason as Power Fighters, right? The playtesters hated it, right? Let's just go into that assumption. This is worse. This is worse. This is worse than Tokusatsu Henshin Hero or Power Fighters. It is I said this is the worst 3D beat 'em up I played. Wait until I played this game, right? Power Fighters had that title before I played this game, and this game I played literally straight afterwards. This is the worst 3D beat 'em up I've ever played. Literally, you are Jackie Chan. You can literally use one move. Look, watch this. There's no combo. It's one attack. You press a button once, he punches once. You press it numerous times really fast. Guess what? He doesn't do a combo. He doesn't do a combo. Yeah, you basically have the same enemies on the same level. And yeah, you got 99 enemies you got to defeat. You lose your health, you start over. Why do I feel like each of these scenarios is literally just fight 100 enemies? Once you beat the 100 enemies, the story's over. I kind of feel like that's what's going to happen. If I be completely honest, it's terrible. This is the worst 3D beat 'em up I have ever played in my life. It is absolutely terrible. It's jank. There's no combos. An enemy feels like it can just hit you, and he's not actually hitting you. Let's say he's hitting just from the side of you, and it manages to hit you. It's the hitbox is shit. It is literally, I know. Viet Un Systems, which is the ones who made this game. I don't see the point of mentioning. You can see that from the when I show you the title screen at the beginning. When I start talking about this, it has the developer down at the bottom. Honestly, why? Why did you decide this was a good idea? Clearly, no amount of time. How long did it take you to make this game, right? What did it take you? A week? Did it take you a week to make this game? I'm dead fucking serious. Did it take you a week? Yeah, don't play this game, ever, in your whole entire life. Never play it, honestly. You'll be saving yourself so much trouble. Next up, we have Volume 88, the Mini Bijo Keikan, or the Miniskirt Police. Now, I want you to just stay on this title screen for a little while. I know it's a bit longer than usual. Just stay on this title screen. See the developer? The developer's daft. Like, in a sense, as well as a developer. You know, the developer's name's Daft, and they are daft in themselves. I want to also make you aware that this was the same developer that made Power Fighters. So, we're walking into greatness here. This is also, I'm pretty sure, their final game they developed. They didn't make any more games after this. And they decided to go with you playing as a police officer who basically fights the same Yakuza thugs that walk around the streets all the time, over and over again. Yeah. So, basically, once your health gets down to a certain amount, you start to lose clothes. Yeah, until you're down to a bikini. I'm not even joking. Like, yeah, that's a marketing strategy right there. The combat. How does the combat feel in comparison to Power Fighters? Much better. Don't get me wrong. It is much, much better. They actually know how to do combos this time. You can pretty much stun lock an enemy and kill them like that. You can pretty much walk up to an enemy and just hit them once and stun lock them, and then they can't hit you, which is great. You know, that's always a cool thing to do. So basically, you're in this small environment, and you got to go around. You don't have to fight these guys. You can dodge them if you want. You just got to go to each of the locations. Like here, I've come to a location. You got these guys. Literally, one guy is floating in midair. You'll see that in a minute. Just give it a second. So you got this like small guy who wants to like fight you. And oh look, we got some guy in the background floating in midair. I'm not even joking. He is literally floating in midair. There, he's not sitting on anything. He is floating in midair. Like he's floating in midair. How can you just not see that he is? The perspective is that he stood literally just slightly behind the small guy, and yet you can see his shoes. Where the small guy is like literally at pretty much his waist. So he's floating 100%. So yeah, so there's some kind of story here. Obviously I don't know it, it's in Japanese. And yeah, you just go around, keep fighting these same purple Yakuza guys. No, don't get me wrong, purple's my favorite color. But yeah, so I decided here, yeah, go on, keep hitting me, so you see how far it goes, and yeah, you just pretty much go straight down to the bikini. Yeah, I don't know why. I assume it's a bikini with bra and panties. I guess it's bra and panties. I'm guessing. Who knows, right? Yeah, I say it's a bikini, but it's probably bra and panties, whatever. Yeah, how does it play? Is it good? It's okay. It's just okay, that's all. There isn't really much else to say about it. The whole entire centerpiece of this game is that, obviously, you lose your clothing until you go down to your bra and panties, and you're a policewoman going around fighting Yakuza thugs. That's the gimmick. Next up, we have the best game in this video, like literally the best game in this video. Volume 76, the Hanasou Eigo no Tabi. So, let's learn English. That's the game. It's literally teaching Japanese people English. And it is the best. It is literally the best. Now, originally I was planning to do a completely different game over this one, but it didn't work. So I went with one of my backup games, which was this. And I'm so glad I did go with this. It is a fucking treat. Honestly, go watch my... I don't normally go and tell you to watch my videos on Bio in the Shadow Realm. Just go and watch my video of me playing this on Bio in the Shadow Realm. It is a fucking blast. So, basically, it's teaching you Japanese. So you're in this, world, and you're this character, and you gotta go and talk to people and answer people correctly in order to progress, I guess. So here's this guy. How's it going? You can call me Peter. You can say this when you want a discount at the store. Discount, please. That's fine. That's fair enough. Now it gives you something to say. So what do you say here? Huh? Okay. Thank you for the useful phrase. Right? Fair enough. That's a fair response right there. Right? What happens if we walk up to someone and you don't answer their question correctly, or you have a question? No. Let me just say this. Say, here you go. To buy a ticket at XYZ station at the ticket window, say this. I must have a ticket to... May I have a ticket to XYZ station? So, you may think, that's a polite way of asking, isn't it? I have a ticket. 2 adults ticket, please. Which answer is correct? I'm assuming it's saying that it's a polite way of asking. And he's like, yeah, that's really good. Don't ignore the fish eyes, obviously. But he says, oh, that's a good way. But that didn't answer the question. He's asking you, how do I say that I want a ticket from XYZ station? And then the answers are none of the answers that should be the answers. It's so fucking weird. It's so weird. So, here we are, walking up to Isabella, and honestly, she's one of the best. Watch this. Oh, hello! I don't have a reservation. Okay. What is that kind of a question? Do I look like I'm working in a restaurant? Do I look? So, here's the answers I can give. Reservations are important. So I say, keeping in contact is important. Bad. What do you mean, bad? Every single one of those answers is bad. You come in and look... Oh, hello, I don't have a reservation. What do you mean? We're not in a restaurant. Why do you just randomly say you don't have a reservation to me? So I go, okay, fine, right? You don't need a reservation, right? That would be the next fucking line of course to go, right? You would think that would be the next line to go, right? Even though we're not in a restaurant, we're not in a restaurant, right? But you're asking me you don't need I don't have a reservation. We're not in a restaurant. Why are you asking me that? This is what I mean. This game is a fucking treat because it literally... if this game is what people are using... Look, you don't need a reservation. Bad. What do you mean bad? We're not in a restaurant. What context is there? None of what these characters say to you have any context. So even me, as a native English speaker, have trouble answering these fucking questions because it's... gibberish. It's fucking gibberish. It makes no sense. I don't have a reservation. We're not in a restaurant. We're not in a restaurant. Why? I'm not a waiter. I'm not a fucking... We're not in a restaurant. Why are you telling me you don't have a reservation? Why do I care? I'm a random stranger on the street who's just decided to come up and talk to you, and you're now telling me you don't have a reservation. What the fuck? What the fuck? And literally the answer to this question is reservations are important. Well, yeah. Okay, if you want to go to a place and you want a guaranteed a seat, then yeah, reservations are important. But the answers it gives you to choose from are all valid in a certain context. But the problem is the question doesn't have any context. And because the question doesn't have any context, any of those answers technically can be valid. But they're not. One of them's correct and one of them isn't. It makes no fucking sense. It's stupid. I know you might be going, you're getting really riled up about this game, aren't you, Bio? It's a fucking blast. Honestly, play the game. If you're a native English speaker, play this game. It works on PCSX 2 1.4.0. It works on that version. Just fucking play the game, right? It is fucking stupid. You play it while drunk. You'd even have a better time. Honestly, drunk with some friends around, put it on your 42-inch, TV screen and just... Oh my god. I know I've talked about this game longer than I needed to, but I just wanted to express how fucking hilarious this game is. Trying to teach you English. And it's not even teaching you English. It's like, no wonder Japanese people, they write fairly well in English, but they speak English terribly. And it's mainly because of shit like this. I've seen a lot of videos on English... Japanese English textbooks, and honestly, the spelling errors, the fucking grammar, it's just horrible. And you just feel sorry. You might have a Japanese student who's genuinely interested in learning English, and they can't. They get taught English, he takes it all in, and in the end, he just speaks in broken English because of fucking retardation that these games teach you, or the textbooks teach you. It's just, it's hilarious. But anyway, I'll give this game a fucking 12 out of 10. Honestly, 10 out of 10. IGN, too much English. This game's got so much English that it breaks the fabric of time and space as we know it. And to the point then, the sort of thing, the English in this game was so perfect that it broke and had to become gibberish. That's the only way it could do it. That is what happened. Well, that was an experience, wasn't it? So, we had some interesting games there. We had the Staple Volume 1, the table collection, fair enough, the table game collection. And we had some games that said they were localized, but let's be honest, they weren't actually localized. And surprisingly, they were terrible. Probably the reason why they weren't localized. They just gave up and cancelled them, right? We had a policewoman going around taking down Yakuza that if she takes too much damage, she loses her clothes, which is great. And then we had probably the worst English teaching video game I've ever played. It's probably the only one I've played. I'm just going to say it's the worst. I'm going to say probably all of them are the worst. But it is hilarious, regardless of what I say. It was fucking hilarious to play that game. God, what a trip. I didn't realize I was going to have so much fucking fun playing these. Not maybe so much fun. You play Power Fighters and Kung Fu and you get into a slump because you're like, oh, wow, they were fucking terrible. And then you play the miniskirt police and you're like, that was at least amusing. And then the English game comes along and you're like, this is fucking perfection. So yeah, I hope you've enjoyed the video. Please like, subscribe, and comment. And stay tuned. Obviously, there is going to be another Simple 2000 Japanese exclusive games video. Because, I wanted to split into two parts. Because I felt like this was going to be... Yeah, I felt like, look at the video length already. You know what I mean? So I knew I was going to talk a fair bit about these games. 5 games per video. I think that's fair enough. Anyway, thanks again for watching. And I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.